Now at 6th, the 35th Annual Joplin Community Veterans Day Parade was held to honor local heroes. Plus, 2 Pittsburgh State professors teach an Adventures in Robotics class in Columbus. And how the Lion Pride Marching Band honored veterans during the halftime show at the Missouri Southern football game.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. This is your KOAM News at 6. I'm Jalen Banks. Today marks the 35th Annual Joplin Veterans Day Parade today. In honor of Veterans Day, people from around the 4 states joined each other at 15th and Main to come together and honor and celebrate the veterans in the area.
It's important to not forget it.
Yes, I would hope our veterans see that they are not forgotten, and we are very, very appreciative of what they do for us and all they've sacrificed, and we just appreciate them wholeheartedly.
The parade ended between 5th and 7th Street. A new performance complex opened in downtown Joplin with performances all day, and KOAM's Amber Jenkins has more.
The Harry M. Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex in Joplin is holding a grand opening after years of development.
No, it's just great to see so many good things like this happening in the community with the addition of the med school, the dental school, now this beautiful building just being built at the courthouse. This is transformative for the city of Joplin, and it's going to be a great asset for us.
Mercy, Connect to Culture, and other sponsors are proud to support the project that will help the community.
Mercy is very proud to be part of this, and we are very proud to be helping sponsor the t-shirt giveaway. There was a design contest, and Mercy was proud to be the sponsor of that.
The community of Joplin has been awaiting the opening of the Cornell Complex. The complex will share art and expression with the community with performances, but there's also a possibility for the complex to become a local economic pillar in the community.
Having the Cornell Center open here is going to be huge for Joplin. It's going to be a large economic driver, as well as a great tool for attraction and retention of employees for industries around.
Throughout the day, local artists, musicians, and dancers performed on the Cornell stage for the first time. Reporting in Joplin, Amber Jenkins, KOAM News.
You can find more upcoming programs at cornellcomplex.org. Well, I'm sure I'm not the only one that was cold today. And now we move on to weather. What do you have for us?
I don't have any good news, unfortunately, Jalen, as it is going to continue to remain cold. As a matter of fact, snow. Yeah, that 4-letter word we're not really allowed to say on television. Unfortunately, it could be coming our way. So today we made it up to a whopping 37 degrees after starting out at 24. And as you can see, our high today, just a degree off of what our normal low is. That's how much colder it is across the area. Temperatures are chilly. 33 Yates Center, 31 in Chanute, 30 in Parsons, 34 in Carthage, and 33 in Neosho right now. Skywatch Storm Tracker is clear, which is a good thing, but as we take a quick look at the future track, just heading in through the rest of this evening, it's not going to be too bad, other than the fact it's going to be cold. But as we head into the overnight hours, we're going to see a few increasing clouds and maybe have some partly to mostly cloudy skies as we go on through the night. It'll be 26 by 11, 22 as we start the day tomorrow, 34. Our low is going to be 23 tonight. We'll talk more about the potential snow chances here in just a few minutes.
Pitt State professors Norman Phillip and Randy Windsor are bringing their Adventures in Robotics class to Columbus using air curriculum based on NASA objectives.
Well, my uncle, which is now my brother, I saw him doing some Legos and that really got me into it. And then ever since I've been building Legos, I just really liked it. So I saw this and my mom told me, hey Daniel, come look at this. And I see that, I'm like, yes, I want to go. Like, I love building stuff and I love technology.
The class included an introduction to Lego Spike robotics system, basics of scratch coding in Spike, training module on building a basic robot and making it move, and a stop in time challenge. 6 area high school bands gathered for Mass Band Day for the last home game of the MSSU football season. They played alongside the Lion Pride Marching Band. The halftime show will honor veterans and first responders for their service.
The most important thing for us is that the students that participate have a great time, and they. It seems like based on all the stuff that we did, and we're able to give them a performance in Leggett Platte Gym, gave us an opportunity to kind of focus on just them for a little while, fed them some pizza, and gave them an opportunity to kind of hear a little bit about our program, and then they get a chance to kind of see what game day's like. So to kind of sit with us in the stands, play a little bit, see what Moso football is all about, and give them an opportunity to kind of see what they're going to get a chance to do in the future.
The annual Mass Band Day event is an opportunity for area music students to explore what performing arts has to offer. Footage from Russian media released today showed an explosion at the Nova Kakhovka Dam in Kherson in southern Ukraine. Significant new damage to the dam could be seen following Russia's withdrawal from nearby Kherson City. U.S. satellite imagery company Maxar said on Friday both the Russian and the Ukrainian sides have repeatedly accused each other of planning to breach the dam using explosives, which would flood much of the area downstream, and it would likely cause major destruction around Kherson. It was the only regional capital city that Russia had captured since its forces began what Moscow called a special military operation against its neighbor Ukraine in late February. We now take this time to honor another 4-state hero. Thomas McMurray, a Pittsburgh, Kansas native, served in the Marines during the Vietnam War. McMurray served in the 3rd Battalion and the 1st Marine Division. He earned the National Defense Service Medal, the Vietnam Campaign Medal, and the Vietnam Service Medal. To Lance Corporal Thomas McMurray, we thank you, our 4-state hero. Next, concerns of how parents are feeding their infants. There is a growing concern over how some parents are feeding their infant children and what to do after suffering a first cardiac event. Naomi Ruckham has some of this week's top health stories.
For people who have suffered a heart attack, follow-up care may be key to a longer life. Researchers in Utah found patients who kept track of their bad cholesterol levels and took cholesterol-lowering drugs after a cardiac event only had a 6% chance of having a second heart attack during the next 3 years, compared to a 60% risk for patients who did not. There is a push for tighter regulations on baby formula advertising after research linked marketing to parents feeding their babies unhealthy food. A study in BMJ Global Health shows that mothers who see extensive digital marketing for formula and processed baby food are more likely to not exclusively breastfeed babies for the first 6 months. And a new study may encourage older adults in the U.S. to take part in the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. Researchers from Columbia University found people who participated in the government food program slowed their memory decline by 2 years compared to those who did not. Those are some of the week's top health stories. Naomi Ruckham, CBS News, New York.
Later, we take a look at one referee's journey through deafness.
But first, we're going to take a look at that cold forecast, including the possibility of some snow when we come back. Well, it's been cold and it continues to remain cold across the area, and unfortunately, that's going to be the trend for the next several days. As we take a look at the Skywatch Storm Tracker over the last about 4 hours or so, not a lot going on out there, and temperatures, of course, continuing to stay cold, and they'll cool down. You can see the wind arrows. That's a north breeze, 31 Yates Center, 32 Neodesha, 30 Parsons, 33 Chetopa, 33 Miami. As you'd see, we're in the 30s for the most part, with even some upper 20s out there. 7th and Range Line looks pretty good. Quite a few cars on the road. You'd almost think we were getting closer to Black Friday or something. 29 degrees in Joplin with a north-northwest breeze at 6, making it feel like it is 23 out there. Now we want to look at the future track, and there's a couple of future tracks we're going to take a look at today. And they're both going to show us something that we really don't like to see, but unfortunately, it's something that we've been seeing in the long-range models for the last 2 or 3 weeks, but until now, there's really been no agreement on exactly when and what was going to happen. All right, so let's dive in. Sunday, tomorrow, 4:30. Not bad. As you can see, lower to mid-40s and a few passing clouds, so some partly cloudy skies. We're going to get cold again as we head into Sunday night and Monday morning, dropping back down into the 20s, and this is where it gets interesting. Yeah, you saw that roll through, and why it didn't stop there, I don't know. So let's watch an instant replay of that because it didn't pause the way it was supposed to. So what we're watching Monday morning and afternoon is we're going to watch some rain showers begin to develop because Monday in the afternoon, we're actually going to be in the mid to upper 40s in some cases. And so what we'll have initially will start out as rain, but as you can see, a wintry mix and change over to snow is what will happen as we go through Monday evening and into early Tuesday morning. So, what does that mean exactly? Well, right now we're keeping an eye on it. We're not looking at significant accumulations, but we are looking at a snow event. Going through our day tomorrow, 22 by 7 a.m., 42 at noon, 37 by 5, partly cloudy skies. We're looking at an afternoon high right around 45 degrees. This wider view of the future track is going to show us the exact same thing, but the good news is it should pause right on cue. This is Monday, 3 o'clock. Now, there's some differences here. This is the future track is the computer's best estimate of what type of precipitation will fall in the area in which it could fall. So this isn't a blizzard that's forming out across Kansas and Oklahoma. This is the computer saying that in this area, snow could possibly fall. Now, as you see, though, where it's wanting to show snow by Monday afternoon, we're still a little too warm for that, but as Monday evening continues on, the temperatures will fall, and that's when our better chances of seeing some light snowfall start to increase just a little bit. We're going into late Monday night. You can see still opportunities for snow, maybe even a wintry mix out there. And then once we get into early Tuesday morning, we're left with a few remnants and cloudy skies, and then the system kicks on out of here. And by Tuesday evening, look at this, we're already back into the 40s. So this system is relatively short-lived. All right, so we got the wintry mix possibility on Monday, 44 for the high, maybe some lingering snow flurries by Tuesday morning. 44 is our next really warmest day by Wednesday, and then we drop to 39 on Thursday, 40 by Friday, and then, yeah, look at that on Saturday. Another opportunity by next Saturday for another wintry mix. And look at these overnight lows. Monday night, our warmest night, right at freezing. Other than that, we are in the mid to upper 20s, even some lower 20s out there. So we got no warm weather on the way. And as I mentioned earlier, these highs are what our lows are supposed to be this time of year. So we will continue to remain quite cold for the next several days across the area with some flurry chances blended in with some rain chances.
Yeah, this year just has not been our year. It's either been super hot, and I guess now it's going to be super cold, even though it's not supposed to be.
Yeah, right up until last Thursday with that cold front, we were well above average.
Yeah.
And as soon as that front hit, we are now well below average. So there's just been no happy middle ground here lately. And like you mentioned, over the summer, we were way hot and we were very dry. So the good news is we're now getting into a cycle here where we're getting a lot more precipitation. Mm-hmm. We're starting to see slow improvements on our drought tracker. And of course, we'll keep an eye on that and hopefully continue to see improvements as we get some more precipitation in the area.
Well, all right, sounds good. Thank you, Chris. And coming up in sports, the Missouri Southern women's basketball team aims for a 4-0 start against Southwestern Oklahoma. Plus, the Pittsburgh State Gorillas try to finish off an undefeated regular season against Fort Hays State. Jacob Leonard has those highlights and more next.
Disney.
Well, this week is the final week of the regular season for the Pittsburgh State Gorillas. Now, the Gorillas have already earned the outright MIAA League championship, but they still have a lot to play for tonight against Fort Hays State. Pittsburgh State trying to finish off an undefeated regular season and earn a home game to begin the playoffs next week. 7-7 second quarter. Chad Dotson Jr. goes deep down the middle. Colby Katzis there for the 29-yard touchdown. Gorillas go to half up 14-7. To the third, Pitt State finds a little rhythm on offense. Dodson floats one up to Devin Garrison. He brings it in, fights all the way down to the 1-yard line. Antoine Squire finishes the drive with a touchdown run here, and Pitt State pushes their lead to 21-7. Later in the quarter, check this out. Dodson's pass is tipped, but Jamal Horn still makes a play, then finds his way into the end zone for the touchdown. It's 28-7 with that. Pittsburg State would finish the job 38-14. The Gorillas are undefeated conference champs heading into the playoffs at 11-0.
Our guys have proven all year to remain focused 1 week at a time, and that'll be critical in the postseason. Our team has remained committed to that. Our team did an outstanding job of that again today. You know, you come into a situation where you've already won the league and you know you're in the playoffs, and I thought our guys showed up again today just with that same mentality.
Missouri Southern Lions also finish off the regular season at home today. The Lions host the Washburn Ichabods in their 11th and final game of the fall. The Southern is 4-6 coming into this one, trying to avoid ending the year on a 5-game losing streak. Now, turnovers, kind of a problem today for the Lions. After a pick, Jared Taylor finds James Letcher Jr. in the end zone. 7-0 Washburn. Second quarter, Lions down 14, needing a big play. They get it. Luke Sampson airs it out to Jaden Stoshak. 43-yard connection. Stoshak, nice game today. Also returned to punt for a touchdown, but the Washburn offense not slowing down. Taylon Peters makes some moves and gets in for the score. 21-7 Ichabods at the half. Late in the third, Washburn driving. Ife Current bobbles it, but he will come away with the interception here. Lions take advantage on the 1-yard line. Akeem Gilmore rises up and breaks the plane. Gets it within 10 here, but Washburn, too much today. Southern falls 37-20.
We just couldn't get out of our way. You know, in the first half, we had a couple really nice drives to get all the way into plus territory, and then, you know, we either the sack that took us out of field goal. The sack, the turnover. You're not going to beat a good football team. You're not going to beat a bad football team with, I think, what do we end up with, 5 turnovers? So we've got to address that and take care of the football.
The Pittsburg State women's basketball team opened the season with a 70-66 win over Oklahoma Baptist last night. The Gorillas are right back on the floor today, looking for a 2-0 start against Southwestern Oklahoma. Now this one already over. Pitt State wins another tight one, 69-66. Grace Pyle leads the way with 17 points. Corinna Gerber posted double-double with 14 points, 10 rebounds. The Gorillas are back in action next Friday, facing Rockhurst. The Missouri Southern women, they're 3-0 to begin the season. They're in action tonight facing Harding in Searcy, Arkansas. Right now, that one's in the second quarter. Missouri Southern holds a 3-point lead. Lacey Stokes has a team-high 8 points right now for the Lions. On the men's side, Missouri Southern faces Winona State, looking for their first win of the year. That game is in the second half. Winona State, though, leads it by 2, 63-61. Sam Thompson has a team-high 14 points right now for Missouri Southern. So obviously a big day for Pittsburg State football. They're 11-0, undefeated conference champs. They got that MIAA championship trophy today, but have a feeling being around the team, that's nice and all, but they're after a little bigger trophy.
I mean, what was it, a few days ago or last week, the 1-0 clip that you put out there?
Yeah.
That's what championship teams do. They focus on the task that's in front. I mean, it was nice to win the MIAA, but now it's time to, for the playoffs and go 1-0 then.
They believe that 1-0 mentality. They live it. Now it really, kind of emphasized going into the playoffs. You lose, you're done.
Absolutely. All right. Well, hopefully they can go and represent the MIAA and win it all.
Sure.
All right. Well, that's it for sports. We'll be right back. Raymond Nelson fell in love with the game of basketball and excelled at an early age. But what makes his story unique is that Raymond is deaf. And CBS's Jill Painter Lopez caught up with Raymond and has that story.
It was tough. I worked with hearing people, and there was a lot of body language involved, communication struggles and difficulties. And when I was playing with a deaf team and the deaf coach, it was easy. We had the same language.
What is it about basketball that it does for you?
Every time I would watch it, I would pause the game, I would play, I would practice what they're doing. My favorite player is Michael Jordan, and he is amazing. He's just an amazing basketball player. It's just like music. I can't hear it, but it's kind of like music, and it's a beautiful art. And so I always pause the TV and then play the game, and that's how I would be better.
Why did you want to become an official?
I love basketball, so I just wanted to stay on the court until I am ready to retire. Then I'll go ahead and stop reffing.
Knowing that he is from a deaf community, which is awesome, we were able to bring him into our organization and train him correctly. And now he is part of the CIF organization in our community, and he's doing really well out here.
So if somebody were to come in and watch him, would they have any idea that he's deaf?
No. In basketball, you need to know how to effectively communicate and articulate the rules and regulation by hand signals, and he does a very good job by doing so.
Pre-game, I typically approach the coach and let them know that, hey, I am deaf. If you need anything, you want to call a timeout, I will. You can step on the court, get closer to me so I can see in that visual field to call the timeout. But other than that, there are really no struggles, you know. It's really well.
And what's your experience been like with parents?
Most of the time, the parents are yelling, and I'm just going on with my day, and they don't realize I'm deaf, and then they say, hey, and they'll keep talking to me, and I say, oh, I'm deaf, and they said, oh, well, I was just wasting my breath.
What's your hope for your future?
Hopefully, I will be a deaf collegiate ref, and maybe I can become an NBA ref.
In Los Angeles, I'm Jill Painter-Lopez, CBS News.
One of the cool things about him is that he was teammates with Kawhi Leonard in high school, and he went on and played collegiately. So he's doing
an incredible story.
Absolutely. All right, Chris, what do we have in weather?
We have some snow flurry chances as we head into Monday. Wintry mix possible, and some early morning snow flurries Tuesday. Otherwise, we're going to stay pretty darn cold the next several days with overnight lows back into the 20s.
All right, and Leonard?
Pittsburgh State Gorillas, they're 11-0 heading into the playoffs. They're going to have a home game to begin the playoffs. Don't know against who. The selection show is tomorrow afternoon.
Ooh, we'll have our eyes on that. Well, that's our time for now, and we'll see you right back here at 10 o'clock.
Salon service is